Hi guys, welcome back to Lennox Bennett channel. Been a while. People say if I neglect YouTube and just be on TikTok live. No guys, I've not. Alright, so here I am on YouTube again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Alright, let's go. So using a calculator, otherwise calculate the exact value of the following. Again, students, you are encouraged to try the question, so you can pause the video and go ahead. All right, let's go. What's the answer? All right, so we have 4 and 1/5 multiplied by 1/3, and then we must subtract 1 1/4. Remember, the Bundas rule applies to fraction. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is to do the multiplication first, because multiplication comes before subtraction. So let's go. So 4, 5, 20 plus 1. So we're going to convert to mix. From mix to improper order. So it's 21 over 5 multiplied by 1/2. Now the rule says when we are multiplying, we should multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So 21 times 1 would give us 21. 5 times 3 would give us 15. Now this can be simplified, so I'm going to simplify it, right? Because 3 can go into both 21 and 15, so we're going to divide both of them by 3. Let's go guys, let's go. Hit that like button if you're just joining. Welcome. So this gives me 7 over 5. So I'm going to subtract now 1 1/4 from this. Now I'm just going to go ahead and convert. So 144 plus 1, 5 over 4. Now when we are adding or subtracting, we must bring them to the common denominator. So the lowest number that 5 and 4 can go into is 20. So we're just going to have the 20 here. And then we say 5 into 20 goes 4 times. So we're going to multiply that by the numerator now. If you were on my lives for the previous time or in my class, you should be able to do this comfortably, alright? 4 7s 28. Next, what am I going to say? The laptop won't make me great, you know. The laptop won't make me be great. What's happening? Alright guys, my apologies. Next, we're going to say 4 into 20, which goes 5 times. So we're going to multiply 5 by the numerator, which is also 5. So 5, 5, 25. Next, all we have to do is subtract, and it's 28. Take away 25, which is 3 over 20. This should give us either 2 or 3 marks. Let me see what mood Cxc was in. They were in a generous mood this year. 2 marks you got for that one. Alright, let's move on to part 2. And it says 4.1 minus 1.25 squared and then divide by 0.05. Again, guys, pause the video, try it, and what you guys got. Let's go. Alright, welcome back. So we have 4.1. So I'm going to leave the 4.1. I'm going to square first. So you have 1 times 1.25 times 1.25. Use a calculator for this part, guys. Alright, so it's 4.1. When I square 1.25, my calculator tells me it's 625. And then we have our divide by 0. So we're going to work the top first. So I'm going to subtract and then divide. So when I subtract, my calculator tells me it is 2.5375. And guys, this is a January paper. This one was picked out deliberately because it's a January paper. Students been texting me and say, sir, I heard that the January paper is harder than the June paper, but I'm not sure, guys, to be honest. I haven't looked at it like that. I know some persons probably study them. But all I can say, preparation is key. Once you are prepared, all of them would be easy. Alright, so my final answer when I divide is 507.5. They didn't say like round it off or anything, they just say that, right? So it's 507.5. Alright, let's move on. Hit the like button if you just joined. That will give you another 2 marks. So this was January 2020. Alright, let's go again. It says a stadium currently has a seating capacity of 15,400 seats. Calculate the number of people in the stadium when 75% of the seats are occupied. So percent mean out of 100. Again, guys, you're encouraged to pause the video and try right here. So 75 out of 100 times 15,400. Again, don't play hero and play 0. Use your calculator. In exam, you are to be time efficient. Alright? So we're gonna cancel now. Alright, use a calculator, guys. I'm gonna do the same thing. So basically, you're just multiplying 15,400 by 0.75. And according to my calculator, that's 11,550. So that means the current capacity is 11,500 people. Show C6 here, bright. Put your unit. Alright, so there we go. That's the first part, and that's 1 mark. Alright, they said the stadium is to be renovated with a new seating capacity of 20,790 after the renovation. What will be the percentage increase in the number of seats? Alright, we have to go back to the original, that old was what? Let me go back up, guys. I didn't store that information. So it says the stadium is to be renovated with a new seating capacity of 2790 after the renovation. What will be the percentage increase? Alright, so the current population is what? 15,4. Alright, so that's 15,400. That's the original. So we need to know how much it's going to increase by. So it will increase to, this is not the increase, so we at least need to know the increase, right? So we're going to find the increase. So this is 2790. So basically, all we have to do find the difference between these. We do that. I'm going to use a calculator for the interest of time. So my calculator. So hit the like button if you have not done so. Share it with someone we know might be doing Cxc. Even if it's not this year, share it with them, alright? So we have 2790 minus 15,400, which gives me 5,390. So this is the number that is going to increase by. But look what they say. They say, what will be the percentage increase in the number of seats? So we're actually comparing it with the original, right? So now that would be 5,390. The original was 15,400. So we're gonna see what increase that. And we know that percentage means out of 100. So we're gonna times it by 100 because they want the percentage increase. Hit the like button if you have not done so. If you have not been on my lives, you really need to do so on TikTok, alright? And if you're on TikTok and you're not on YouTube, you know it already. Alright, so my calculator says it was 35%. So put your unit, show C6 here bright, and you deserve your straight A. Congrats to all my students this year. Very well done, very well done. Alright. And that will give you another 2 marks. Alright. A neon light flashes 5 times every 10 seconds. Show that the light flashes 43,200 times in one day. Alright, so it says flash 5 times. You guys always write down the information and have it in front of you, alright? Sometimes just reading it, I tell my prep students this, sometimes just reading it alone, you're not going to get the full understanding. So it flashes 5 times every 10 seconds. So basically, we can actually work out how many times it flash per second. Alright, so 5 times, so we just divide that, so that's going to be 2 times. So 5 into that 2. So basically flash 1 time every 2 seconds. Alright, and put that. So 1 time every 2 seconds. That's it. So that means in 1 minute, 1 minute is 60 seconds, so you're going to divide by 2. So you're going to flash 30 times per minute, right? So that's 30 times per minute. And we know that in 1 hour, you have 60 minutes. So whatever this work out, that this have 1 hour. But we also know that there are 24 hours in one day. So this should give us the total. But let me just punch it in my calculator to see if I'm correct. Hit the like button in the meantime, guys. Hit the like button. So it's 30 times 60 times 24. Alright. I was correct. So it's 43,200. So basically, you prove it to them that it will flash 43,200 times by giving them that. You can narrate it more, but you don't know. For the interest of time, I'm just giving the explanation. Alright. Let's go, guys. Let's go. And that will give you 2 marks. So there you would have gotten a total of 9 marks in your examination. Now, if you had gotten the entire SPA correct and you got the entire multiple choice, you'd have already passed the exam by just 1 question. Alright? Remember, guys, the SPA, let me just give you the breakdown because a lot of kids, they don't know these things, but this is why Mr. Bennett is here. So the SBA is equal to 20%. The multiple choice, or paper one as we call it, plus a paper one, is equal to 30%. So this, if you had gotten all your SBA and all the paper one, you should have be already on 50%. And of course, paper 2 is equal to 50%. So as you can see, it's not easy to fail the maths exam. Alright, that's the truth about it. Once you have completed your SPA correctly, you put on multiple choice and you can get a lot of marks on your paper 2, you should be able to get that grade. Alright, this one says factorize the following expression completely. Remember, me have school, guys, we can't stay the whole day, So when factorize, you're gonna look what is common. Now you check the numbers first. You have 5 and 12. There's no number that can go into 5 and 12 without a remainder. So we focus on letters now, which is 8 squared, and we have h. So h is common, so we're going to take out what's common, which is h. There's no other letter common. G is here, but G is not here. So we're going to divide now. 5 into 5h squared, that's going to leave 5h. Just in case someone might be wondering, 5h actually means 5 times h times h. And you're dividing by h. I don't know how people don't support me now. Don't know. Alright, so h into that would give us 12. H would cancel h, so that will leave g. So that's 12g. And of course, this is only worth 1 mark, but guess what? In an examination, every single mark matters. Alright, every single mark matters. Let's go. So that's 22. That's number 2. And now we're at part 2. And it's the same factorize. Let me just write this here. Same factorize. This one is a little bit different. Come on, get up and cap talking. That's a one. Alright, so we have to factorize 2x squared minus x minus 6. So we're going to use the factor method, or we're going to try that. If not, we use the quadratic formula. If you don't know how to use the quadratic formula, it's on my YouTube channel. Just type in Linux Penny. Any topic you want, just type in Linux Penny and then the topic. Alright, so the rule says we multiply a times c. So in this case, I'm trying it if it's going to work first. If not, we use the quadratic. Alright, so it's 2x squared times negative 6, which gives us negative 12x squared. So we're going to list all the factors of 12. 1 times 12. Remember when you learned this at primary school? You can get it done with it, no? No. Alright, I think it can work. The difference is 1. So that means 3 times 4 can give us 12. And we can get negative 1. Very important, guys. When you multiply it, you're supposed to get negative 12. And when you add, you're supposed to get that. So we can decide from here that it's going to be negative 4 plus 3. Why negative 4? Because when you subtract, well, you're really adding in, but you subtract, you're in the subtracting. You're going to get negative 1, right? Computer won't let me be great, you know, guys. Why is computer? Yeah, so this is negative 1, right? And when we multiply it, a negative times a positive, we get the negative. So we're going to replace negative x with this. So it's going to be 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x, and we minus the 6. So now we can factorize because we can group them now. Now we're going to take out the highest common factor. So we check the numbers first. What's the highest number that can go into 2 and 4 without leaving a remainder? And that's definitely 2. X is also common, so we take out the x. 2 into that, leave x. 2x into that, leave positive 2. Remember, the x will cancel the x. Alright, what's common now? 3 is common. 3 into that, leave x. 3 into that, leave minus 2. Alright, so this is common, x minus 2, so we can pull that out. This should either work 2 or 3 marks. Hit the like button if you appreciate what Mr. Benita do for the world. Big up everybody who support me on TikTok, everywhere. Alright, guys, appreciate you guys. So this would be our answer. Let's see how many marks is value. I think it's 2 or 3. Normally 2 marks. In this case, they gave 2 for it. So Cxc wasn't feeling so generous this year, but it's worth 2 marks. Nevertheless, very important marks for you to get. It's going for running now, guys, because I go school. Alright, it says solve the equation 3 plus r plus 3 is equal to 3 bracket r minus 5. Now we know that once we have an equation and we have bracket, we have to remove the bracket by multiplying both terms. So 3 times r, 3r, 3 times negative 5, negative 15. And of course, we have r plus 3. So we need to group the like terms now. So we need to get the r with itself. Since r is over here and it's bigger, I'm going to take over this r, or subtract r from this side, right? So I'm going to subtract, because I'm just going to keep the r positive. One of my students said that last year, so let me just follow her advice. So I'm going to minus r from this side. I already have the 3 over here, so now I'm going to add 15, because I have to take the inverse of the 15 as well. So I'm going to add 15. So there you have it, r is positive now. So 3 plus that is 18, and that is equal to 3r minus 1r, which gives us 2r. And then we divide both sides by 2. So there we have it, our r is equal to 9. So the value of R is 9, since 18 divided by 2 is 9. Alright, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. I go school, I'm still, see there, 7 o'clock. 2 marks. Alright, this one says make K the subject of the formula. So we're going to make K the subject, meaning we're going to get rid of this 3t here, this pi, and also the square. Alright, so according to the rule, the furthest from the K which we want to find, we're going to get rid of those first. So first, I'm going to attack the 3t, you know? So it's pi k square rather plus 3t. But guess what? We need to take the inverse of the 3t. See if I can color code it a bit. So we're gonna first minus 3t from both sides. Alright. So here we have it, minus 3t. And of course, over here we still have the 2a. And of course, we still have pi k squared. Now we need to get rid of the pi, right? We need to get rid of the pi. Now the pi is times in by k, so what we do? We divide by pi. So we also have to do this to the next side, which is to divide by pi. So I color code it and I never did. I wanted to color code the operations that I did, because sometimes students are not seeing it. Alright, and to get the final answer now, we're gonna divide both sides. Not divide, this is k squared, so we take the opposite of squared, which is square root. So we just take the square root of that. So now we get k by itself. So k is therefore equal to 2a we got the big square root first. These are all of the operations that we did basically. 3t over pi. So this is the square, the inverse of the square is square root. This is the opposite of minus 3t, which is plus 3t. And we divide by pi because we times. So there you have it, guys. Let's see if I the last question is 2 marks. Alright, look on the piece. Look at this part is related to it. Alright. So it says a farmer plants 2 crops, potatoes and corn, on a 10-acre piece of land. The number of hectares of corn planted C must be at least twice the number of hectares of potatoes P. Write 2 inequalities to represent the scenario above. Alright, so this one is the last one. Let's see if we can write the inequality. So guys, they give you in words, right? They say that a farmer plants 2 crops of potatoes and corn on an 10-acre piece of land. So they give you the limitations. So it's 10, and I'm planting C, which is corn, and P. So the first one would be C, you're planting corn, plus you're planting potatoes. And this is where students always get off track. Now it can be less than or equal to 10. It cannot be greater than 10 because 10 land you have, 10 hectares you have. So this would be the first one, right? Alright, cool. Next, they said the number. I'm put my number because people need to call a person and I need to call Lennox Bennett. Let's go. Join the class, guys. Although the class is up still, but you don't know. You find a way to help me. So 5492161. Alright, so the next one says the number of hectares of corn must be at least. Let me underline that word, at least. So at least means it can be that and greater. Not less, but at least. If your friend said to you, you must give me at least $5. You can give them $5, but you can give them more at least. Alright? And it says the number of hectares of potatoes. Alright, so it would be C greater than are equal to twice mean 2p. So there we have it. That's our two inequalities. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Wait, let me see if the question I do because Sapati, never really run through the paper, you know. And that's where 2 marks. Yeah, it is done. 9 marks. Alright, so guys, I'm not spending time out, no doubt. I'll see you guys in another video. And I'll definitely be doing more videos on my YouTube and my TikTok. I will continue to do the live. I will continue to educate the nation of Jamaica and in extension the Caribbean and the world. The world is ours, guys. Alright, hit the like button, share this. Nobody now gonna share it to them. Nobody now gonna share it. I don't like education. That's all. Big up though.